Over the past several years, there's been a growing trend of Black Americans leaving their homeland in order to begin a new life in other countries. We're not just talking about visiting for a few months. These are people who have decided to leave the U.S. permanently. With passport in hand, they've set down roots in foreign lands and called it their new home. Some have even relinquished their American citizenship, something almost unheard of 20 years ago. With that in mind, the new controversy examines reasons why so many Black people are leaving America. On May 25, 2020, George Floyd was arrested by police under allegations he passed a counterfeit $20 bill at the store. A white police officer named Derek Chauvin knelt on his neck for nearly 9 minutes. Throughout this time, Floyd was gasping for breath. According to reports, for the final 2 minutes, Floyd had no pulse. Although medical assistance was called, the police took no action to treat him. This isn't an isolated incident. Breonna Taylor, a Black medical worker, was another victim of brutality towards the Black community. The same was the case with Eric Garner, a minor who was wrestled to the ground and choked to death. His offense? Selling cigarettes. According to statistics, the rate of police-related fatalities among Blacks is much higher than other ethnicities. Healthcare discrimination. Although doctors and healthcare professionals undertake an oath to treat all patients equally, this is not always the case. It is a quite well-established fact that people of color, specifically the Black community, suffers the most when it comes to healthcare. This is reflected in the fact that Black people, both men and women, have a lower life expectancy than an average white American. There is even a stark difference in the number of Black people receiving vaccines compared with white people. This structural racism is so predominant in the healthcare system that some medical professionals actually believe that Black people have a higher pain tolerance. Consequently, they are usually dismissed when they want a better pain management system. Even for patients that have no records of being addicted to pain management drugs, the doctors sometimes wrongly believe that the patients are overreacting. The same is true in other areas of healthcare. Whether it's mental health, addiction, infant mortality rate, or infectious disease, everything seems to affect the Black community more than the white population in America. However, the starkest reflection of the discrimination in healthcare provision is the coronavirus patients. Compared to white people, Black people are 3.57 times more likely to die due to coronavirus. Of course, the coronavirus is free from prejudice and does not hunt specifically for Black victims. The fatality statistics only show the unequal healthcare provision. This results in more Black people dying as a result of coronavirus when compared with white people. The unemployment gap. Much like every other aspect, the Black community in America suffers much greatly from joblessness when compared with the white community. Plus, the Black community is often forced to work at lowly paid jobs. The ongoing coronavirus pandemic has only made things worse. The unemployment rate for Black people rose to 8% from 6.8% compared with 1.9% for white people. According to another survey, Black workers are laid off more than they are hired in the COVID-19 pandemic. Even before the pandemic, there was a significant gap in the unemployment rates for Black people compared with white people. The statistics are sad, but not surprising considering how the Black community is perceived. In media, they are usually portrayed as thugs, drug dealers, or drug addicts. The wrong impression only forces the Black community to accept often low-rank and lowly paid jobs. Racism also manifests itself as the Black people in stereotypical jobs like sports athletes. Racism in schools. It has only been a century and a half since the anti-literacy laws in America are banned. Those laws outlaw teaching Black people to read or write. Although this is a significant improvement, but unfortunately racism is still deeply rooted in the education system in America. Some are more subtle, like a much fewer number of Black children signed up for advanced courses or schoolwork. Others are more explicit, like inadequate funding in poverty-ridden schools. As we can probably guess, high-poverty schools have a large number of Black children. This inadequate funding affects the Black population disproportionately. When one considers the issues discussed in this video, is it really surprising that so many Black people are leaving America? For a community that is frequently discriminated against in every aspect of their life, whether it is media portrayal, job opportunities, healthcare provision, or legal protection. For some, fleeing seems to be the only option. Today, there are many groups on social media that focus on relocating Black people outside of America. The aim is to build a better future for themselves and their children. One that is free from racism and discrimination, the BIitchute Tribe, is one such group on Facebook that helps Black people relocate. The group boasts about 7,000 members that are only increasing day by day. Experts believe that if the U.S. wants to retain its Black community, it must take steps to eliminate the structural and institutional racism that exists in nearly every aspect of American life. So, what do you think? Do you agree? Disagree? Let us know in the comments.